This episode of the GameOverGreggy Show is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. There's no reason to use a cheap disposable razor or pay a ridiculously high price for gimmicky, unnecessary nonsense. Make the smarter choice and join Dollar Shave Club, the key to getting a fantastic high-quality shave at an affordable price. And right now, they're giving away a 1-month trial of any of their razors for $1 with free shipping. How do you know these are good? Tim Gettys has been using them. He's trimming up this whole section. Because you might say, Tim Gettys has a beard. What's he doing? But I guess if you have the beard, you still have to keep it in check. I wouldn't know because I'm like 13 when it comes to facial hair. There's no long-term commitments, no hidden fees, and you cancel whenever you want. Get your $1 trial at dollarshaveclub.com/Greggy. That's dollarshaveclub.com/Greggy. Clean. That's not their catchphrase. I just made it up.
I'd actually like to tell a kind of funny story.
Oh, okay.
If that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm helping.
Because it's all also related with Nick. But Nick was telling me about doing the show with this guy named Greg and Tim for years. And he was working at IGN. And Nick and I, we're very good friends, but we only see each other like once or twice a year. So every time we do, it's like a big download. Sure. And Nick's like, I was really proud of him. Moved up to San Francisco, working at IGN, balling. I was doing well with my IT career. So I'm like, and then he starts telling me about this YouTube stuff he's doing. And I loved YouTube at the time. I'm a big car guy. So I was like, I liked YouTube, but I still didn't really understand what he was doing. And I was like, oh, okay. I supported him, but I was like, I don't really get it. And then, that went on. And then I found out he was going to quit his job and do it. I was like, what is Nick doing? I'm like, this is kind of crazy, bro.
Yeah.
But
no healthcare? Terrible. No 401k?
But he seemed really happy, and Danielle's a smart woman, and she supported you. So I was like, all right, do it, dude. That sounds great. So it wasn't until I watched Kind of Funny Live, the first one, where I realized what the hell you guys have done. And I'd like to pat all of you guys on the back.
Thank you.
Nick.
Yeah, give me one. Pound it.
Colin.
Yeah, I was going to say, air pat to Colin.
Because I couldn't believe, and Kev too, bro, the support you guys had from your fans. It just blew me away when you guys had people up on stage and they were talking and said how much you guys mean to them in their daily lives, and if they're having a rough day, they can put you guys, and it's just like I got teary-eyed. I was like, dude, they are freaking killing it. They have this awesome subscriber, fan, best friend, base, and it's just I couldn't believe it. So, from there on, and Nick has been telling me, dude, you like cars. You're always doing car stuff and spending money on cars. You should start a YouTube channel. I was like, haha. And then he would say it multiple times, and I would never really click. And then as soon as I saw you guys do that, I'm like, dude, maybe I should do that. There's real content. There's real people out there watching. If I could even touch half or a quarter of the people that you guys are doing, that would be freaking amazing and such an added benefit to besides doing what you love. So since then, I have started my own YouTube channel.
Nice.
I finally took Nick's advice, and it's a car-based car reviews in Southern California, modified car stuff,
Stu?
driving cars.
Tell me what it's called.
Hold on. Time out. I think this is another easy topic break.
Okay.
Because topic number 3 for this was going to be cars.
Okay.
So now we're moving into topic number 3.
Got it.
Brought to you by Patreon producer, Salem Gollum Gollum.
Gone 'em. All gone 'em.
If I say it real fast, it doesn't matter if I screw it up.
Guys, I
Thank you for keeping me honest.
Yes,
Salem
yes.
understands that I'm an idiot and he backs me for some reason. Stu, you're obsessed with cars. What's that all about?
I am obsessed with cars. Since I was a kid, I asked my mom to buy me car magazines. Always liked cars. Always modified my cars. It's just been a thing, kind of superficial, but I always liked it, and
Sure.
it always stayed with me throughout the years, except for about a 3-year period where I just drove a stock
No
car.
cars.
No cars. I was like, I need a break, but now I'm back.
Okay.
I just love them. So Volkswagen Audi is kind of what I grew up in doing, and there's a big
like a VW Beetle.
Volkswagen/Audi group. I have Jettas or GTIs, Golfs.
Gotcha. The Golf.
Not necessarily a Beetle.
Golfs. Yeah, my dad had a Beetle.
Oh, nice.
It was pretty dope.
Air
It was
cooled?
really loud.
Yeah, like an older one?
Never understood why anyone would ever choose that car. Why was it so loud?
Wasn't the engine
the
in
Beatles?
Yeah,
in the
engine
back?
was in the fucking
Trunk?
It's air
I guess
cooled,
it was
so
in
there's
the
no,
back.
radiator.
And you would turn it on and it goes. I'm like, this is stupid. It's like a go-kart, except it's ugly and orange.
Yeah. Well, they were super easy to fix. Apparently, the Beatles just weren't that complex of a car. So a lot of people liked him because it was like if it broke down, you'd fix it pretty easily, or you could do it yourself. We had a couple friends in high schools that had Beetles, and it was always
and they broke a lot.
Yeah, they broke a lot. It was always hilarious. Like,
but you can fix them easy.
Like they would die, and then someone would be like, "Does anyone have a paperclip?" Here's a paperclip. And they would fix it with some gum and shit and go on. I'll never forget though. Stu's dad had a Jetta, and this was remember when I had this horrible, ugly sky blue hatchback Honda Civic that had 4 gears, and Stu's dad had this dope ass like deep burgundy Jetta.
Jetta's cool.
It was an '84 Volkswagen Jetta, not anywhere near as cool as he's making out to seem. But
Like,
compared to
were
the
Jettas
Civic,
cool?
probably.
Yeah,
I've never
my-
associated Jettas in cool. Like you never see a Jetta in Need for Speed Underground. Like
But Jesse drove a Jetta in Fast and Furious.
yeah, Jesse did.
Fair enough. Touche. Touche.
Nice one. But
So,
you kind of look like Jesse, actually. No,
Yeah, things happen.
but Stu had this car, and I was like so jealous because he tinted it out. He put the K&N air filter in it. He like lowered
my
it.
God.
He
He
lowered
did
it a
all this
little
stuff, and then. If anyone's ever had a Jetta, which is like a I don't know how good they are now, but a pre-2000 Jetta, the cars would just systematically start falling apart on you. And I remember there was one time when Stu and I were driving, and I was like, "Stu, that's a stop sign. Stu, you blew through the stop sign." And he goes, "Bro, I can't stop. If I stop the car, it'll stall, and we'll have to push it to start
Cruise
it again."
3.
Oh, dude, it was
wouldn't
the
idle
worst.
right.
No, it would not. It wasn't. The idle was terrible.
This is the thing with cars and stuff, and I want to get to your fancy YouTube channel. It's about fancy cars, but the fact of like what you just said, were Jettas cool? Like I never understood what car was cool. You know what I mean? I like cars that had personality, fine, but I was never the car guy. And so I remember the only car I ever thought was cool was this guy Joe, I think his name was, who sat next to me in French class, and he had Mitsubishi Eclipse that was all black and black on the inside. I'm like, that looks like the Batmobile, so that's fine.
Yeah. Sick.
That looks.
It got
cool.
real ugly after '98, but then it came back,
nice.
and I was like, man.
But that was the thing is I drove a Ford Taurus forever, and I like that was the beater I got when I turned 16, and car was great because it was the perfect car for me, and the fact of like it was totally fucked up, so nobody really cared what happened to it. Like Poe always jokes around about it when he'd come over to get a ride to school, we'd get in there in those Chicago winter mornings, we'd get in there and you turn the car on, and then if I always forget it now, but you could turn the radio on and then the heat, but if you did the heat and then the radio, it would die. You would just kill the fucker.
It's too much power.
I always made jokes that it was Apollo 13 where you're like watching the amps to see how many amps you have to give on this thing. It's got to be the right sequence of orders.
How long did you keep that car?
I had that car from high school until I graduated college, like 90. Well, I guess not right away. So 2000 to 2005 or 6, we'll say something like that, probably something like that. And what happened is I had this Taurus that I inherited from my parents that by the time I'm getting rid of it in Missouri, the deal was that it ate oil. Like, and my dad is Mr. Car, Mr. Outside guy. And he got to the point of just like, it's not going anywhere. It's just getting eaten by this car. So when you fill up for gas, you need to put a quarter oil in every time. And I was like, okay, cool. And like we did, and it just disappeared. And so finally my mom was getting rid of the
Just burning it. That's crazy.
Yeah. Mom had this 1994 ragtop Ford Mustang GT. She loved it.
Sick.
Took such great care of it. Leather interior, tan top, like pristine.
Damn.
And she was like finally like, it was only, rear wheel drive, so it like kicked out all the time in the winter, and it was a huge thing. So she was moving over to some similar looking car but much bigger, a Solaris, I think, maybe, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Toyota Solaris, something like that. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And so she was going to do that, and she called me and was like, do you want the Mustang? Like, I'll sell you the Mustang like, for like $1 or whatever he was. And I remember when I was with my ex, obviously, back then, I was just like, do I want it? She's like, yeah, don't be stupid. That car's way better than your piece of shit car. I'm like, all right, cool. So I got it, and there's like, again, it's funny with Stu, we're talking about Poe so much. My, high school best friend, childhood best friend. He always talks about it being like, he remembers that car and how my mom took care of it. And then when I picked him up in it at SFO one year, when I had out here, he said it was like Ghostbusters 2 when the Ecto 1 comes in, it's like filthy and kicking out smoke. Because I would park it, and then like tree sap and tar would fall on it, and I wouldn't do anything about it. So like the rag top was ruined, and it was so fucked up. And I had no money because I was working at IGN and living in San Francisco. I don't to put anything.
Doesn't cost that much to wash the car, Greg. Come on, buddy.
Well, that's funny that you said, because I used to treat my cars like shit. Like I always had crap in my cars, and it wasn't until Stu got a newer car. Mm-hmm. He got I think it was a 95 or 94.
96 Jetta.
96
Yeah.
Jetta
From my
VR6.
84 Jetta, right.
And it was a fucking cool car, man.
It was badass.
He got
black on black leather, V6. I had the exhaust. It sounded amazing.
It sounded disgusting. And it was a V6. The car maybe weighed like,
3,000.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I got in this thing for the first time. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. And I saw how good Stu kept his car. And so when it was time for me to get a new car, and by that I meant I was so embarrassed taking girls out in this car that I had that I just was like, Ma, I need can I borrow $1,000 so I can just get a new car? And I had a job now at that point. So I upgraded to a Jetta VR6 also.
Same car.
But mine was white.
Oh.
And I did not realize that the white Jetta was, it wasn't that. It was considered a girl car. So everyone was like, way to get a white Jetta, Nick. But that shit was fast, and it had dope tan leather interior, and I didn't care. And that's when the meticulous Nick started.
Oh.
Where I was like, I got this thing I'm finally proud of. I'm finally have a car that I think is cool, and it was fast as shit. So I took care of that thing. And from that point on, I never put anything that goes in my car comes out. That's my rule. If it goes in, it comes out. That's what's happening.
Nice.
But yeah,
Greg,
I remember
writing that down.
I've done it before. I left a comic book in the back of there one day, and I noticed the next day it was there. I was like, oh, sorry, I forgot that. I forgot.
What's annoying to me is when I used to drive around with Tyrute. God bless Tyrute. But Tyrute he doesn't give a shit about anything. He's kind of absent-minded.
Fucking cough drops.
And I would just be like, I would go to clean my car out after we had been carpooling back and forth for a week, and there would just be wrappers in every possible pocket. Like the back seat pocket of the car that no one ever uses. You put your mom has a map back there.
Yeah.
I would reach in and be like, why the fuck are there so many wrappers back here? Beef jerky wrappers. There would be shit tucked up underneath my fucking
visor.
The visor, and I pull it down. There would be like the top of a beef jerky wrapper. I'm like, Tyson. He was like, hey, whatever, man. But yeah, it was hilarious because I remember when you first got that car. Remember the Laughlin story? We're going out to meet my brother and his then girlfriend in Laughlin, Nevada, and we are traveling faster than the speed of light.
Very fast.
Because Stu's car was so fast and it was so cool, and I was like, yes, drive faster. And we got pulled over by an off-duty sheriff's officer who was like, I have been tailing you guys for 10 minutes to catch up with you. You were driving really fast. Pull over. We pull over and Stu's like, fuck. And I'm like, I know, man, you're just going to get a ticket. Hopefully it isn't that bad.
Yep.
And the guy walks up to us. He's like, I can't write you a ticket because I'm a sheriff's officer, not a highway patrol officer, and I don't have my ticket book with me. But you see that guy all the way up there? And he pointed to this little speck about 2 miles in front of us who happened to be a highway patrol officer that had pulled someone over. He's like, I want you guys to pull up next to that guy. And he ended up being a really nice guy, though, because we were so courteous.
The guy who pulled us over was really nice. The guy who we went and who wrote us the ticket was a jerk.
Yeah, he was a
He
dick.
walked up to the car. He's like, oh, no front plate. Oh, tinted windows. Oh, ticket you for that.
Lowered, yeah, all this stuff.
Yep.
You got. Oh, I felt so bad.
So wait, you
about
just
that.
drove over there with the other guy?
With
the guy was
on the
just behind
shoulder,
us.
up the road, like a mile.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then he didn't
got
give
got.
us, because we were going
going
probably
fast.
double the speed limit on the freeway.
It was
completely
the
reckless.
speed limit back then
They
was
could've towed
probably
me out.
55, and we were at easily
God.
105, 110.
We're not that old, bro. The speed limit was 65.
Was it 65?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We weren't texting anybody.
Well, either way, it
but-
was going. Yeah, fair enough. Either way, we were going. At one point, I remember looking at the speedometer. I was like, "That says 100." Like,
Yeah,
this is
we
at
were
100.
over 100.
Man.
120.
The only time I've ever been over, well, there's two times. One time I went over 100 was with my friends in college, and this was during the WRX STI phase.
Okay.
So they all had their fancy ass fucking cars that go super fast. So we did one of those drag race style things where we went out, and it was just like, how fast? No, we weren't racing anybody. It was just like pretending you're racing people. Like, let's just go fucking fast. And that was scary as hell.
That's fun.
But then the other time was on our first trip down to LA. We all packed in Alfredo's Honda Odyssey. And that thing
Which is a minivan.
That's a great minivan.
It is
Great
the
minivan.
minivan of champions. And
It's
that thing was
no-
amazing. And
It's
somehow
not a Toyota.
we,
Toyota Sienna
oh,
is
the
the
Sienna.
bomb.com. That is the bomb.
God bless that.
I'm not even kidding right now. If I had the space for it to park that fucking thing, I would drive that minivan.
Is that the
all time.
Sonar one we had?
Yep.
Yeah, that's Sonar.
When we went to
Yeah,
see Kevin
the
Smith.
Sienna.
Yeah.
It's the Cadillac of minivans.
but we somehow pushed that thing to 110.
Yeah.
And was it worth it? No.
That car is unstable at
Oh,
that
yeah.
speed.
You
I
don't wanna do
guarantee
that.
it.
Yeah, no. But I mean, it felt fun at the time.
That was the thing of the speeding for me and stuff like that. My speeding stories all involved the Taurus. You know what I mean? I had the Mustang and I drove it on I-70 in, Missouri, but that's fucking stay alive. You know what I mean? Driving on it. But I'll never forget in the Taurus when I was coming back from Mizzou to Chicago, and it's a 6-hour drive. At some point I was on the road and a cop was in front of me and he was speeding. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just pace this guy, right? Because if he's doing it, he can't get mad at me. And so forever I drove behind him and he would change lanes and I would change lanes. And I was totally just tailing this cop at an excessive speed in the Ford Taurus. And finally he just jerks it to the, he like went and then he like faded me out and he slams on his things. And then I'm like, well, I can't be matching his speed.
I can't do that one.
I'll keep falling. And I kept slowing, and like it was just me and him on I-55, I think, in Illinois. And I kept slowing down. And we're doing eventually 20 on the highway with him a little bit in front of me. And finally he stopped enough to get there. And I turned and looked at him, and he was screaming through the glass at me, just like fucking pointing and screaming. Like, I got the message clear. And he just fucking floored it and took off. It was just gone.
Why did you think that was a
You
good
didn't
idea?
even get pulled over?
No, didn't even get pulled over for that. Yeah.
That's a terrible idea.
Luck.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
Wow.
what are you gonna
I
do?
think I got one. Yeah, I got another speeding ticket going down to Mizzou, and it was totally the best thing because it was that I was 20 at the time, and so I couldn't go out to the bars or anything when the older antlers would go. And in Illinois at the time, I don't know what it is now, I got the speeding ticket, and that meant they took your license and they gave you the ticket, and this was now proof of your ticket. And so I got the ticket, and I looked at it, and I was like, huh. And got back to Mizzou, busted out my checkbook with the carbon paper, and made their 3 on 83 and 82. And then I just went around to bars, and I'm like, oh, that sucks, man. They took my license. Here's my thing. And they're like, man, Illinois is dumb. There you go. Have a good time at the bar. I'm like, thanks.
You are a crazy son of a bitch. I would never think to do that. My paranoid brain would be like, they're gonna catch you, and they're gonna arrest you for fraud.
Yeah,
Or like
well,
defrauding.
I mean, that's what you roll.
That's when you're dumb and young.
Yeah,
You make
exactly.
mistakes.
You don't know. You don't understand what you're playing with.
Things
but yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
So Stu, have you gotten all the cars that you want? Like your dream car, did that ever come to fruition?
Yeah, I bought my dream car like 3 times now. It keeps
Fuck yeah,
changing though,
man.
you know what I mean? It's a problem. with
Yeah.
car
So,
guys.
so tell me, you have this YouTube channel. The name's
I have a
awesome.
YouTube
The
channel.
name is.
Wheelie Cool Videos. It's
Wheelie Cool Videos.
took the word really.
Oh,
wheelie with
Yeah,
it.
you did it.
Okay.
My logo is sunglasses. I'm sorry, a wheel with the sunglasses on it.
Yeah.
Animated by Nick Scarpino.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome for that.
Thank you very much.
Welcome for that.
So you keep, how many cars do you own, or is that you keep trading the cars?
No,
or?
yeah. Well, I currently own 3.
Okay.
I had just had a 4th that we sold, our Volkswagen Eurovan camper. You know, the cool one with the pop top and all
Sure,
that stuff. We
sure.
just sold that. We just bought a house, so we're like, my wife's making me sell every
the cars,
car
yeah.
that's not a necessity.
Gotcha.
But no, so I bought, as far as my dream car question, I bought a Volkswagen R32 in 2008.
Swear to God, Stu, just move it
Sorry.
around.
Okay. Hi. Check. I got a 2008 R32 that I thought was my dream car, but it wasn't. And then I bought a TTRS Audi in 2012, which was very dream car-ish.
So,
Yeah.
dude, let's take a second and talk
It's an
about this car.
amazing $70,000 Audi that cost me like $1,000 a month.
Stu buys this
Stiff.
car, and I was like, how fucking like if you know anything about Audis, like the RS models of the Audis are like the top of the line,
360
whatever it is.
horsepower, manual transmission, all-wheel drive. It's like a Subaru STI, but
Yeah.
like luxury and lighter.
Tiny, super fast, and I'm like, how fast could it possibly be? He takes me for a ride in this fucking thing. It does. What was the 0 to 60?
0
on
to
that
60
thing?
under 4 seconds.
Under 4 seconds.
Yeah. You can launch
So
the thing and just it's
fucking fast that it sucks you into the back of the seat, and you get scared very quickly. And I remember we were up north, driving around the winding roads in Northern California, and I was like,
yeah.
I was white knuckling it the entire time. I'm like, Stu, you've got to slow down. Like this thing is so fucking fast. It is basically all engine with 4 wheels and like a seat. That's pretty much all it is. But it was so cool.
It's a lot of fun. I drove it on the track, on the racetrack. We can do like track days, which is
shit.
awesome because you can like drive 140, 150 miles an hour and not worry about speeding tickets and stuff.
Yeah.
But then I realized, that's a lot of money. And if I had that extra money, we could be like, buy another house
Yeah.
or something like more mature and fiscally responsible. So
Adult.
But actually, that's not the reason I sold it. I found another car, which was a 94 Volkswagen Corrado. Do you know what that is? It's purple, little hatchback. It's like a Scirocco, in between a Scirocco and a GTI.
Gotcha.
They only made them for 4 years. It's purple, though.
Purple sounds
it's
awesome.
fucking
Yeah,
cool,
yeah.
dude. Yeah.
It's dope.
With the VR6 engine, sounds
okay.
good. So I sold my TTRS and I bought that car.
How fast is that compared to the TTRS?
Oh, it's like half as fast.
Yeah.
It's more cool, cruisy than like super fast. But I learned with my fast TTRS that really having a fast car is fun and all, but
How often are you using it?
yeah, it's
How
like,
often are you going
it's
from 0 to
so
60?
fast that you're gonna go to jail or get a really big speeding ticket eventually.
Yeah.
It's just too fast. And to drive it on the track, it was like almost too nice of a car to drive on the track because you feel like you're beating it up or rock chips. So
You know rock chips.
I
don't
know
you?
all about them rock
Are
chips.
you getting the rock chips with your Toyota?
With my Prius C?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I got my dream car.
Let me ask you this question, Tim.
All you wanted was obnoxious
When's the
blue.
last time you
Prius
washed
C.
the Prius C?
I actually wash it fairly
Do you?
often.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the problem is everywhere that I've ever lived in the last
Yeah.
like fucking ever since I've had a car, it has the problem of the sap and freaking.
Tell me
like,
you got the
bullshit.
bright orange color.
No, I got the
You can see it from here
obnoxious
if you-
blue.
yeah.
It is. Yeah, I'm a big fan.
If you go to the
huge
window
fan
and
of
look
blue.
out, you'll see it right
It
away.
will
It is
blind
a
you how
metallic
sparkly
neon
it
blue.
is.
Is it douchebag blue?
Oh, it is.
Fuck yeah, it's douchebag blue.
It is like as douchebag blue. That's how I live my life, though. Like a quarter
what's
mile.
amazing
douchebag
is
blue to
not
blue
only
right
did
here.
he,
No, it's that blue. It's that
that
blue.
color,
Yeah,
but with metallic fleck in it.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it's
You're
great.
sporting douchebag blue?
What's I
fantastic.
had sky blue. That was like
Yeah,
on your
it's-
shirt.
Is that what your shirt?
Oh yeah, that's definitely douchebag blue.
I only had
Shout out to
a
Danny.
92
Sorry, Danny.
Camry, a shitty 92 Camry, and then a shitty 94 Corolla, and then eventually once I started all this, I was like, I want to get a real car
Yeah.
that doesn't break on me every 2 seconds, and I'm like, I'm going for the Prius C, and the only car I've wanted since the Prius C has been Bernie's Tesla, because that thing's a fucking, that's just not, like that is a Batmobile, and you get in that, I'm like, I feel like this is a good value. It's just a little too expensive, but one day they won't be expensive.
Our
They'll come
Uber
back.
picked us up for when we were going to Puerto Rico in a Model X, brand
No
new Model
shit,
X.
really?
Yeah. I'm like, dude, you were just gonna thrash this thing.
Yeah. Do you see yourself ever getting a Tesla?
No. Maybe like as a fourth car or something like that. I
You know,
live
a
in Southern
weekend
California
mobile.
where we can have as many cars as we want, not up like here in San Francisco
Right,
where
where you can't
every
park
car
them.
is going
You
to
have to
cost you $1 million a year just to park it.
So then tell us about your channel. What are you doing on
So the
Wheelie
channel
Cool?
Yeah, real
is,
quick, we'll be right back.
I specialize in like modified car reviews. I find all the coolest cars in Southern California, which there's a lot. There's a huge car scene down there. And hit them up, normally just slide into their DMs and arrange a car shoot. So
Nice.
So it's like post Pimp My Ride. Like you find the guys that went on the exhibit show, and you're like, I want to look at your
it's
car.
done. Yeah, more like your
Let me
Fast
see
and
that.
Furious.
Let me see that PlayStation in the back. Yeah, comes up. The screen comes up.
Yeah, but they're really all like really nice. Some Ferraris, Porsches, nice like drivers' cars that have been like tastefully modded. Sometimes very heavily modded. And I get really good audio and video of the cars, nice rolling shots. I try and get really high quality audio and video content of the cars because there's a lot of YouTube car reviews, a lot of car content on YouTube, but little of it is high quality. Even like Jay Leno's Garage, which I like that show, but like they're filming in LA when they go take the car out and do rollers, there's like tons of other cars in the background. It's like dirty shots. It's just not a clean, nice, pretty shot.
You
of
wanna
the car.
focus on the car you're
I
there
don't
to
want to
see.
see the reflection of the camera car in the car I'm shooting. You know, I'm trying to do it high production value.
And you're not a video guy. Like you just grew
I'm
up
not.
around these guys.
Right, I'm an
so-
IT guy, and I just, a little over a year ago, decided I'm gonna take my passion and start filming some of the stuff that I'm already doing.
And the most impressive thing to me is that so you do Wheelie Cool vids. Nick tells me about it. I met you at his bachelor party like
Yep.
years ago, and then he's just like, yeah. So we're doing this thing where he's gonna do the Wheelie Cool vids. I'm like, I'm sold on the name, and I was like, okay, cool, best of luck. But this is during the time when Nick's telling literally everyone he knows, you should
Start
make a
a
YouTube
YouTube
channel.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
should do this because he was just converted, and then I'm like, all right, cool, like good. You and Matt are two examples where I'm like,
true.
we'll see how long this lasts. Midlife Ballers episode 50 something, and you're
Yeah.
like, huh? Holy shit, you're doing it. You look at
Do
the
it,
views of
Matt.
that show and you're like, man, Midlife Valors. Shout out to you. You, how many subscribers you got?
Like 8,500.
Oh, nice.
Coming up
Yeah.
on 10,000.
Yeah,
What are your views average for your episodes?
It depends on the car because it's all depends on how.
Oh, that's
hot the car
interesting.
is
So
right
people,
now.
if I'm a Porsche guy or something like that, I'm coming to see Porsche stuff. I'm not
Exactly.
chicken. Oh,
So
yeah.
you're getting some good numbers on
But
these.
yeah, I'm at 1.1 million total views
Nice.
for the channel.
Yeah.
In about a year, which is great. We started off my show more like this podcast, trying to emulate you guys. But
Sounds like another show.
people don't really,
Midlife
I've found, care who you are and what you have to say until they know who you are.
Gotcha.
So I just went with my original focus, which is find cool cars, film them. I have my buddy Steven Hicks, who's an excellent photographer. He comes out with me on the shoots and takes high quality pictures of the car, which is awesome because then the owner of the car gets like this takeaway. They can print the images and hang them in their garage or whatever. And just make awesome videos. There's Wheelie Cool guys all these guys are really, really nice and humble. They build
Yeah.
all these cars, and a lot of times they don't get exposure. Maybe they'll get posted in a magazine, maybe not. So my channel gives them the opportunity to come on, tell us about the car. I get to drive it for an hour, but like I like to have them in the passenger seat so I can interview them,
Tell you
and,
stories.
and ask them, like about the build and what it's like to own and drive every day. And
Was it hard?
Is that the video then? Like you have like a GoPro or something in there and like
yeah, I
filming you
I
driving
have
around?
3 GoPros, and normally I change them up. So there's like 4 to 6 different camera angles. Plus we do external rolling shots of the car with like my DSLR and a gimbal, so it's like high quality, nice lenses and stuff. And then I also cut in pictures that my buddy Stephen Hicks takes of the cars to keep it, fluid, so you're not like staring at just me talking in the car, which is boring. You want to see the car. That's why you're watching the video, and that's what I want to show you, and not just clips like 1 second, like teasers. I want to show you like if you were to see the car on the road, like breaking your neck looking at the car. That's what the shots I want to show you. Yeah.
So when you first started, was it hard to get people to do it? Like, was there like you want to come
my
drive
friends.
my car for an hour?
I have a lot of car friends.
Right.
In fact, that's what I call my subscribers and my audience. Again,
You're just ripping everything
in
off.
homage to you guys. I was touched, So my car friends, my viewers, which is a real term. That's what I say to my wife. I have this car friend. Hang out. So, but yeah, I hit my car friends up.
Gotcha.
Initially to start out, and then because I'm in the scene and I have a lot of buddies that have cool cars. After that, then it made it easier because I looked established and like I wasn't just some random guy.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
People pretty much say yes. I haven't had too much pushback, and there's such awesome cars in Southern California. Like the owner of Momo steering wheels.
Yeah.
I'm reviewing his BMW M3
really?
E30 on this Sunday.
How'd you hook up with him?
Hit him up on his DM.
Really?
And people are just so humble and nice.
So these guys all follow you back?
I don't know.
Yeah, to a
I
degree.
don't know. If they follow me back, I'm not sure.
That's crazy.
But they let me drive their cars, and
That's all you care about.
and they
Good
shout me
enough.
out when I do it.
Yeah.
So
Have you driven an Ecto
cool.
1 yet? Are you gonna do an Ecto 1 episode? Do an Ecto 1 episode.
Yeah. Can you hook me up? Do you have one?
No, I don't. That was always
One,
the
bro.
Yeah, no, that's one day. One day that'll be a thing. Well, come on, where am I gonna park in San
If you
Francisco?
do buy one, can you?
Yeah, you can
we'll
drive
shoot
it.
that.
Yeah.
So we should.
but
absolutely.
Can we
do
lock
one?
down the Prius C?
We should lock down the Prius. I would love to do that. That would be the
God.
best thing in the world. I got a super sweet subwoofer in the back.
Oh, you got a woofer?
Yeah,
Oh, so
of
it's
course.
modified.
Yeah.
It has been modified. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
all we need.
It's so loud.
Because the channels
It's awesome.
I don't do many stock cars. They're all like modified cars.
Sure.
That's
I modified my my rear view mirror. I got one of them, those aftermarket like longer
wide
ones
screens.
with the widescreen, the HD
Yeah.
mirror. Yeah.
Nick, how have you tricked out your car?
Oh, I haven't.
Oh yeah. What kind of car you drive again?
I drive a
Nissan Maxima?
2005 Honda Accord.
Have you even tinted the windows, bro?
No, God, no.
You've been living with that car for like 12 years. No tint.
I don't understand. Like, here's the thing.
You don't understand tint? You understand heat?
I understand all of that. But I live in San Francisco, where this is as hot as it gets for one day. And B, I am a weird traditionalist when it comes to like modifying things. If I buy something, I like to keep it in that exact shape. I don't want to like I can't understand like why people would take those amazing, like you, for instance, your Audi TTRS had awesome rims that came with it. You were like, these aren't awesome enough.
No.
I'm going to get even awesomer rims with bigger tires.
And then sell
like,
those and get another one, then sell
yeah,
those and
exactly.
get another one.
So I feel like there's a part of my brain is it's twofold, right? One, I like when I bought the thing, I'm like, I want to keep it in the exact shape that I got it in, right? No reason to change it. And two, I feel like once I do that, once I start down that road, there's no going back because I'm never happy once I start it.
No,
I'd be
you just got to call it like you see it. I mean, for me, I was like, all right, there's 3 modifications that need to happen in my car. 1, I need the
woof.
subwoofer, and we're good.
The woof.
2, I need my nice HD mirror.
Why?
And
Okay.
3, I accidentally spilled a vanilla latte all over my left door once, and that'll never go away. So that's
Why
my
didn't you
third-
clean it?
I cleaned the door, but it's in the speaker coil of one of the things, so that it's like it got embedded into the thing. I went in with a toothpick one time.
yeah.
It's
You can take that
it'll
off.
never go away. Yeah, I'll
written
fix it
off.
one day. But like that's how I modded
You
it.
won't though.
I
You
won't.
Did
I
you
never
set the
will.
windows?
Did
You've
you
had
set the
that
windows?
thing.
No, again,
No.
we're San Francisco.
Why?
I'm not gonna tint.
You don't like
Here's the
sun?
thing.
You have sunglasses. Do you have sunglasses?
No, I don't.
We just
I don't
went to
do all
lunch.
that. I'm not an asshole when it comes to
doesn't
to
like
all
it,
that
doesn't like
stuff.
it, doesn't do that
I
stuff.
like the music. Like I'm not doing this to roll around and cruise and fucking be an asshole in my car. I'm doing it because I like how it sounds. So it's like I'm not gonna mod my shit so my
You don't wear
Prius C
sunglasses,
looks
though?
cool. No,
You should worry about cataracts. You're fair skinned.
I mean
It's true.
sunburns.
It's true.
It's a fucking thing.
You're getting old, buddy.
Yeah,
Come on
I don't
now.
know what cataracts are.
Yeah.
The thing about modifying the cars though for me was like I've never had a car that I even give a shit about modifying. So you had like when you have a $70,000 sport vehicle, yeah, it's fun to do that with. But like slamming out my Honda Accord, that's
Plenty of
that's
people that did, bro.
Yeah, but it's like an automatic and like why? Just why? I never saw the point in it.
So Nick, you've had your car a long time. What's your plan for it? You're just gonna run in the ground? Do you have a car you want one day?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to get a new car one day. It's just the problem with having a new car in this city is that it's cost prohibitive, but it's also, in Southern California, your car might get dinged when you go to like park it at a shopping mall or something like that. But overall,
Dude.
you're gonna park it at a big space, and that's pretty much it. Like no one's bumpers are fucked up in Orange County.
I could not handle having any of my cars here.
Right. You
I drove
come
my
here-
Volvo up to San Francisco just because I didn't want to expose any of my other vehicles to
it's
the
terrible.
harshness that is San Francisco parking.
Yeah, I mean, people can't parallel park. They park by feeling your bumper.
When we
basically.
came up for your wedding, I was parked right outside like the street, and I was like constantly checking on my car, and there were people just like parked. They're touching. This is parking.
they're
That's
touching
cool.
the car.
Yeah, with the bumper guards and all that.
Oh, yeah.
It's insanity.
They don't care. They
Full
actually
insanity.
use the bumper on the car as for what it's worth. So my car has, I think, 80,000 miles on it. It is almost 11 years old at this point, and it's still going. I just spent a lot of money to fix it because it unfortunately had a big engine problem. And the guy was like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" I'm like, I don't want a car payment right now because there's nothing better than having a car that works and you don't have to worry about a $500 payment a month. And B, insurance is nothing on it. And it's already like internally it's great. And the exterior is just, it looks like the fucking Wolverine attacked it. It's terrible. And I just, it would
not
be
look like that.
It would be heartbreaking for me to go through like buy a brand new Audi or something like that,
Yeah.
and then just see like the bumper systematically over the span of a year just get fucked up. This would be terrible.
That makes sense.
I'm also just not a car guy, so who cares?
Yeah. And you're with your Prius.
I mean,
forever.
I am in love.
What do you drive?
with my
Nothing.
Prius
Don't have a
C.
car.
No, zero.
I
car?
moved
Is that your
here-
bike out there?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I when
Let's
I
go those quads.
Yeah, and trust me, today was a great example of how bad the weather's been. Because I bought the bike like September of last year or whatever, and rode for a bunch, and then like the holidays came, so we weren't, I'm going here, this is happening, Bob, and the weather gets bad, and so like I think I rode like 3 times in February because it was so bad and we were on the road so much, and then today getting on, I was like. It was like the hardest ride of my life trying to be able to do it. But no, when I moved here with the Mustang, and then eventually was like, sold this. But when I moved downtown and IGN was moving downtown, it was like, well, I can walk to work.
Do you use like Zipcar or any of those like
I use
car
Zipcar.
rental
Yeah, I'll do
services?
Zipcar. Yeah, for when going somewhere, I Uber all the time, stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. And then if I'm feeling like it, I'll Muni. But
Crazy.
for sure, like when we moved out into the sunset, and IGN was still down there, and I rode the Muni every day. When we started Kind of Funny, that was the thing of like, never again. You know what I mean? Because we were working from home, and then when we came here, the bike offsets it enough. But
Yeah. No, I love my Prius C, but there was a time like when I wasn't able to get a car, and it was just like whatever car was literally given to me for free. I was just like, all right, what cars do I want? All my friends had cool cars, and my friends were really into that whole
Modding it out and
like
stuff.
that scene. So they all had like RSXs and the STIs
Nice.
and all that stuff, and they modified it and did all that. I knew I didn't want any of that, but I was like, I would give anything for a 98 to 2003 Mustang, because that's just fucking dope. A 98 Eclipse or a 2001 Celica was my like, because there's no blue more obnoxious than my Prius C blue than the 2001 Celica blue.
You know, the word Celica is just obnoxious.
Oh, I love the Celica. It looks like the Pokemon Scyther if it was a car, and it's just the fucking best thing ever. It's like that thing. Oh, it's so dope. So fucking dope. I feel like the Prius C is like the less cool version. Like if you took the 2001 Celica and just kind of like squished it together, that's what a Prius C is.
I've never heard it described that way.
You probably never will again there.
No, it is. If you look at them visually, like you can, there is like definitely a through line of Toyota being like, all right, we're gonna
Smush it down.
add some things, and like, yeah, it's like it's there. Let me believe. Give me this, guys.
let them have it.
Fair enough.
Do you have a parking space? Like, could you have a car if you wanted to?
No, I mean it would be street parking now.
Street parking.
I live in the house with Colin, and before
Does
that,
Colin have a car?
No,
No.
Colin doesn't have a license.
Oh.
Before that,
like
a guy
that.
named Scott Bromley lived there. And Bromley had a truck, and he parked the truck. He had an agreement with the landlord to park it in the driveway, and he did, and then just never moved it for months. So when Bromley left, the landlord was like, and also no more parking in the driveway for anyone.
that privilege.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for watching. You can subscribe to the channel here. You can support us on Patreon there. You can go over to Kind of Funny Games, support us there, because we put up a whole bunch of other shows and things to distract you. And then you can click on that mystery box. Kevin, what's the mystery box? The playlist. It's got a whole bunch of playlists of things we've done before.